Good morning, EF Academy. I'm Max. We're EFA TV Club, and we'll be setting up videos every week to keep you up to date on what's happening at school. Do you enjoy making videos? Do you want to try something creative and artsy? If you answered yes or no to either of these questions, you should participate in the first annual EF Academy Film Festival. Don't know what that just was. There will be a special set of requirements sent to your email on April 28th, including a secret prop, location, line of dialogue, and theme you must include in your film. You will then have 5 days to meet the requirement and create the best possible film. A panel of judges will select finalists for various categories, and all the nominated films will be screened at a red carpet gala on May 14th as part of the Spring Fling. There will be awards, but hopefully no slaps. Happy birthday to everyone with birthdays this week. Now, here are Andy and Nina, two representatives of the Pride Not Prejudice clubs. Woo!
Hi, I'm Andy.
I'm Nina.
And we're from the Pride Not Prejudice Club, and today we are going to be talking about representation and visibility in media. So to start off, why is representation so important to the LGBTQ community?
Well, so based on my opinion is that I think it impacts how teens and how LGBTQ children view themselves and how they view their sexuality or their gender. And I think it's really important to see yourself or your identity on TV, because that's where kids get all the information. If they see someone like them, they know that what they're doing is valid.
Yeah. So in my experience when I was younger, I always knew that I was different from everybody else, but I didn't necessarily know why. And if I had had representation in media, I would have been able to go, oh, I feel like this character does, and I see myself in them, and therefore the difference that I see in myself is valid. Mm-hmm. And I know what that means. Like maybe you could assign like, oh, maybe I am a lesbian like this character.
Yes. And we see this all the time with like every movie has like straight characters or I mean it could also be relied to white characters, but we always have this stereotypical way of what we see on the TV, so it's important to break that, because then everybody thinks that the world is black and white and everything is straight or gay, and so it's important to see different types of diversity.
Yeah, and it's good for breaking stigmas too, because there are negative stigmas attached to the LGBTQ community, like how a lot of people perceive it to be inherently sexual, when in fact it is just another romance, really. Yeah. And seeing that represented in media actually could break those stigmas and allow people to actually acknowledge the validity of LGBTQ youth.
Yeah.
So what is good representation?
Well, I think good representation can mean anything. I think the most important thing is that when somebody's creating a movie or some kind of media with LGBTQ community in the mind, I think it's important to have people from from that community collaborating and creating those characters, because what we see often is that media just takes the stereotypes and just implements them into the movies or series. But I think what is important is that when you have a member of that community that actually is a part of making the script or making the character, I think that's good representation when it involves the community.
And on the other side, bad representation would be the complete reliance on stereotypes or the stigmas in order to tell a story. So, for instance, you have a gay character, but that gay character is very flamboyant and toxic and shows a lot of the toxic femininity traits that, you know, you would associate with the gay man, instead of telling the story of what it is actually like to be gay and having gay creators collaborate with that message.
Yeah.
So, essentially, what we kind of wanted to say is that the representation and visibility in media is the way to not only just educate people who don't know very much about the community, but open a gateway for people of the community to find ways to identify themselves and talk about themselves and see themselves in media. And representation really helps the community and community members, because it expresses that we are valid and we are seen in media, and it takes the next step of normalizing LGBTQ people in our world, and basically just acknowledging that the world is diverse and there isn't just a one-dimensional playing field.
Yeah. So thank you for listening, and
Yes.
We're from the Pride Not Prejudice Club, so if you want to
Yes.
come, it's on Thursdays.
Happy Pride Month, and please continue to enjoy all of the events and special things that we have going.